spot, bringing stats like a kingpin. MMA knowledge needs his nephews all lean in. Breaking down fights, codes that daddy supreme on. Just a tip show, he's cooking up a dream. Uncle Weezy, he the man. Dropping fight facts, got it all on hand. He the stat attack grand. MMA guru, more than just a fan. Wanna know the numbers? Weezy got them cataloged. From the fighters reach down to how many times they dog. Just a tip living, breaking it down slick. Hit you with the knowledge, won't miss a single trick. Uncle Weezy, he the man. Dropping fight facts, got it all on hand. He the stat attack grand. MMA guru, more than just a fan. Balls deep predictions, he be making those calls. Getting in the details, opponents feeling small. From jabs to takedowns, got the whole fight ID. Uncle Weezy spitting truth, no lie, keep it G. Blow the horn, blow the horn. Stat Daddy Weezy not showing no scorn. Fight Night Kingdom, he wearing the crown. Break it down for the peeps, never looking like a clown.
Oh, yes. What's going on, everybody? It is Friday afternoon here. We got the weigh-ins going on right now. We just learned that Gordon versus Ruziboyev is off. Hopefully they didn't sign Ruziboyev to a 3-fight contract, because otherwise that would be the biggest theft of all time if that dude got a 3-fight contract and then just got to walk away. I'm not sure what happened. It looked like that Gordon weighed in, and then right after he weighed in, they announced that the fight wouldn't be happening. So if they made Gordon cut weight, and then, well, you know what probably they did? They probably made him make weight so that they could pay him. Maybe that's why they made him weigh in, because they announced it right after he weighed in. And I was kind of like, man, that's a prick move if they made him weigh in. But I think they made him weigh in so that he would at least get a show check. And hopefully he does, because the UFC has been screwing over Jared Gordon just too many times. So I'd like to see him get some money for at least showing up here. But anyway, you guys, we got to do a quick full card breakdown. I'm going to give you guys my dog pick of the week. I'm going to give you guys Uncle Weezy's ass shaving of the week. And then I'm going to give you guys a Greasy 4-leg parlay. We're going to shoot through the chat real quick here. And then I got to get out of here because I'm going down to see my brother in Indianapolis, Indiana this weekend. And I got to be out the door here in like 2 hours. So we got to make it a little bit quicker than normal today. So I'm going to share my screen with you guys. We got the stats up here right now on the screen. And yeah, so it was Jared who pulled out? Jared pulled out and Ruziboyev didn't? Oh my God, that's wild. Okay, well, either way, you guys, we got to get through this card. So here's the stats. There is a link in the description of this video for 60% off to 1 month of my probability stats and content package. It's down there in the description of the video. There's Dub Club, there's Patreon. If you do the Patreon route, you're going to use the code that you see down there in your checkout to get 60% off of your first month of the $25 a month probability and stats package, where you get the individual fighter stats, the matchup stats that you're seeing on the screen right now, the over-under betting model, the prop betting model, access to all the fight write-ups, access to the Discord, and access to 2 different shows every week. Balls Deep Breakdowns, which is an in-depth full card breakdown that takes 2 to 2.5 hours, where we go over all of the stylistic components of the matchup and the trends. And then we look also at another show called Probability, where we look at these betting models that you see on the screen. We kind of match them up with how we see the fight playing out, and we try to find value in the prop betting markets. So check out those discounts will be expiring at the end of this weekend. So if you want to do it, jump in now, because they're not going to be available for you on Monday. And it'll, we've got like 8, 9, or 10 more straight weeks of UFC coming, you guys. So this would be a great time to get on board and take advantage of those phenomenal discounts and get access to all my content. But we got to do a quick full card breakdown here. And I'm going to bring up my picks for you guys. And yeah, let's first start talking about the first fight of the night. The line's been bouncing around a bit. These lines I put in when we did the show on Wednesday for the full card breakdown. But Avila Cavalcanti. I've got Cavalcanti winning by decision here. I have no idea what Avila is going to bring. I mean, she's a recent mother. She's coming off of ACL surgery, I think in both knees. Um, she's 36 years old. She's fought once in the last 4 years, and it was a complete beatdown, and she was on the wrong side of it. So you see just this massive line on Jacqueline, and she's probably going to win this fight. But at minus 800, you're looking at almost an 88% implied probability. There's really no money to be had there. There's really no edge to be had. So Cavalcanti, I think if you the only value on this fight is either if you're betting the Avila side or if you're playing an inside the distance prop on Cavalcanti. But either way, you guys, it's a Cavalcanti decision, and it's a fight that I don't want to gamble on. But I wouldn't be surprised if she finished Avila, because I think Julia might be just showing up for a check here. The next fight, Walter, the clean walker, or the clean monster Walker, who does look and move like Frankenstein. And then there's Dante Mays, who even in his Tapology picture looks like he's sleeping. And when he's in the cage, a lot of times he looks like he's sleeping. He caught like a 15-minute nap underneath Shamil Gaziev in his last fight. And that's a very uncomfortable place to take a nap, ladies and gentlemen. Raise your hand if you want to take a nap underneath Shamil Gaziev for 15 minutes. But not only did Mays pull that off, but like I think he was better rested after the fight than he was before. So I think Walter Walker is going to take him down and top time him. I would not be surprised to see Walker get a finish here, but I do think that the most likely path, and I think maybe the Tafa finish, a little bit of a fluke. And, he had a hard time out wrestling Lucas Dresky. So, I think that Walker's most likely path to victory here is a decision. And frankly, minus 235 for the money line and sitting around plus 140-ish for the decision. I think that's a pretty good decision prop to look at this week. I thought I might be getting to a Dante Mays bet this week when we did Stat Diggers on Sunday. No dice, ladies and gentlemen. After tape, I realized that was something I did not want to be a part of this week. So, yeah, I'm picking Walter Walker to win by decision. The next fight, and this line has come in even more. Vince Morales going up against Elijah Smith. We got Morales sitting around plus 120 right now. Elijah Smith, the debutante, minus 140. Fight doesn't go to decision here, sitting at plus 210. I'm looking for a Vince Morales submission. I've got a bet on Vince Morales' submission prop. I've got a bet on Vince Morales' money line at plus 170. I think Elijah Smith is a pretty good prospect. 22 years old, explosive athlete, fast, got some power, got a little bit of a high school wrestling background, and his dad's a former UFC IFL fighter, was in the Tough House twice. So he comes from a fighting family. He's got some good role models around him to help him, make this journey into being a professional mixed martial artist. But he's only 22 years old, and Vince is 34. So Vince has got a big experience advantage overall and at the UFC level. He's fought the much, much, much better brand of competition. And I believe that Vince Morales' submission game is looking a lot better. Great front choke game, darces, anacondas, Peruvian neckties, guillotines. He's got all of those attacks in his arsenal, and he's been wrestling a lot more lately. And I think that that's going to be a great path to victory for him in this fight, because he doesn't really set himself apart on the feet. He kind of fights to whoever's level he's fighting against on the feet. So I don't like him to just go out there and run through people on the feet. But I think if he wrestles here, we've seen Elijah Smith slow down late in fights a couple times before, and we've seen Vince Morales lock up some submissions lately. So I'm looking for him to not only win this fight, but win it inside the distance by submission. Next fight, Gabriel Bonfim, minus 210-ish, sitting around, a little bit better than minus 200. And we got Chaos Williams sitting around plus 180. Fight doesn't go here, minus 200. The bookies and the market see this one finishing inside the distance more times than not. I'm going with a Gabriel Bonfim decision, but I don't have a very good read on this fight. I think I got actually a really good read, but I know that there's, a few different ways that this can play out. So it's not anything that I'm going to have any money on. I'm just going to enjoy this fight because I think it's really fun matchmaking, and I think it's a fairly high-level fight. I think it should be much higher up on this card. But I could see I think Gabriel Bonfim's a much better minute winner. I think he's more likely to get takedowns and win minutes on the mat. I think he's more likely to win minutes at distance striking range because he's better defensively. He's more technical. I think he's just a better striker overall. And Williams is very hittable, but Williams has a lot of durability. He's got an ironclad chin, and he hits very hard in his own right. And generally, he's got pretty good takedown defense. So I could see Chaos Williams landing a knockout here. I could see Gabriel Bonfim snatching up a submission, and I could see Gabriel Bonfim winning the minutes of the fight by getting a couple of takedowns early, by winning the distance striking exchanges and not getting clipped, and winning a decision. So I think the most likely outcome is a Bonfim decision. But like I say, I could see Bonfim getting a sub, and I could see Chaos getting a KO. And one of the bets that we looked at on this week's probability show that I do for my Patreon and Dub Club members is a Dutch violence bet where we just go Bonfim submission, Chaos Williams KO, and that comes out to I think about minus 129 or something like that. Let me look real quick. At Bonfim sub plus 230, Chaos KO 320. That came out to minus 118 if you Dutch those violence bets and get the sizes of the bet right so that you get the same amount of money no matter which one happens. But yeah, going with Bonfim decision there. Next fight, Estevam versus Aguilar. Estevam made weight, and it looked like he made it without issue. I was surprised to see that, and I think it's a very bullish sign on the Rafael Estevam side. I'd like him to win this fight. I'm picking him to win by decision, but now that he made weight and made weight comfortably, I'm going to be actually thinking that Estevam probably finds a ground and pound or a submission finish here in the first couple of rounds. I think that this fight is going to finish inside the distance. Aguilar's got some power in his overhand right and his low calf kick. He's got a phenomenal guillotine choke that if he cinches that up on you and you wind up in his guard, there's a very good chance you're going to have to tap or nap. So I could see a finish on the Aguilar side. I could see a finish on the Estevam side, especially now that Estevam made weight and looked good doing it. So Estevam probably inside the distance is how this one plays out. And, at the current line, I just don't think that there's much we can do here in terms of value. So I'll be staying away from betting this one other than playing an under for this fight because I think that that's the best look. But let's move on to the next fight, which is not happening. I thought Gordon was going to be just destroying Mashrab John, but yeah, it looks like that fight is not happening. So let's move on to Angela Hill versus Ketlin Souza. This fight is a pick'em. The fight doesn't go to decision at plus 350. So the bookies have this one and the market have it going to decision 80 to 85% of the time. So we got to take the better minute winner here. And I just think that there's more evidence to suggest that with Angela Hill's experience advantage, that with Angela Hill's striking advantage that I see because she's taller and longer and because she's been tested against the much higher level competition. The way that Angela Hill disposed of Denise Gomez fairly easily, I think is a really good comp fight for how this one could play out. So I'm picking Angela Hill to win by decision. I think that she's got a big grappling advantage here, you guys. I think that we've seen Angela go to the judo and the cage wrestling a lot more lately. And Ketlin's kind of a tiny straw weight. She's fought up at bantamweight and she's fought up at flyweight as well. But Angela is the same height. She's got a little bit of a reach advantage. And I think that she's the better grappler here. So I think she can keep it close or win the minutes on the feet. And I think she's going to win at least one round with some takedowns and some cage controls. So looking for Angela Hill to win a decision in this fight. Next fight, it's going to be the inaugural on-site piping, Stat Diggers on-site piping play of the week. I think that Jose Delgado pipes Connor Matthews on site. Hopefully he's made weight. I don't think he got on the scale yet, so I'm waiting to hear if Delgado made weight or not. And but I've got him winning this fight. I think he was put on the main card for a reason. He's a very exciting fighter, 100% finish rate, 4 submissions, 4 knockouts. He's very aggressive. He's all gas, no brakes. And Connor Matthews has shown some improvement since we first saw him on Dana White's Contender Series against Francis Marshall. Looked really good on his second Dana White's Contender Series fight. And the fight with Bazookia was pretty competitive for the first 2 rounds, but then he got clipped by Bazookia by a nasty little left hook that finished him there. I see Delgado winning this fight. I see him putting a pace on Matthews. I see him being durable enough and aggressive enough to kind of drag this thing into the deep waters and find the finish with his pace advantage, with his cardio advantage, with his output, and with the mixing in of the wrestling that he seems to do really well. And Delgado training at the MMA lab, I think this guy's a real prospect. And I'm looking forward to really watching this fight because Matthews puts on fun fights as well. He's not going to shy away from a war. So I think that this is on the main card for a reason. I think it's going to be a very exciting fight, and I'm looking forward to it. I'm going with Delgado by 3rd round knockout. Next fight, Rodolfo Vieira versus Andre Petroski. Vieira minus 240, Petroski plus 205. Fight doesn't go here, sitting at minus 175 for this fight. I think Vieira is going to knock him out. This is an interesting fight because I think Petroski's the better wrestler, but Vieira is definitely the better grappler. So who shoots first here? That's going to be the interesting thing. If Vieira wants to take down Petroski and top time him, is he going to be able to do that? But while this is on the feet, I really favor not only Vieira's striking, but also his durability. So I do think that if Vieira wants to keep this standing, he probably can. I think that maybe he can get takedowns, but I think what this might wind up being is kind of a sloppy striking battle between 2 grapplers. And if that happens, I favor Vieira's striking. I favor his minute winning ability. I favor his moment winning ability. I think Petroski's path to victory here is a fight where maybe he gets some takedowns and some top time. He's not going to finish Rodolfo Vieira unless he catches him in some kind of a front choke that, that Rodolfo just doesn't see coming. I think that Petroski could win a decision here if he out wrestles him and keeps it close on the feet. But I think the most likely path is that Vieira kind of mixes in some grappling early, maybe finds some big strikes in the transitions here. And I think he's going to find Petroski's chin at some point here and knock him out. So I'm going with a Vieira round 2 knockout for this fight. The next fight, really fun fight between Ismail Bonfim and Nazim Sadykhov. We got Bonfim's been getting steamed all week. He opened, well, I don't know where he opened, but I know that right around Sunday when I was doing stat diggers, this thing was, Bonfim minus 145, Nazim plus 125. So a lot of money coming in on the Bonfim side. I'm picking him to win this fight by decision. But the bet that I have is on Sadykhov because I think that this fight is going to be very, very close. I favor Sadykhov's pressure. I favor his power. I definitely favor his durability. I think he's the better grappler here. And I think that his pressure forward style, while it gets him hit a lot, I think that his durability always holds up. And I think that he might be able to break Bonfim if he doesn't give Bonfim space, if he keeps Bonfim on the back leg. And plus, Nazim's a southpaw. And Bonfim's a great boxer, but his best weapon is his jab. So this is going to be a southpaw versus orthodox matchup. I don't think Bonfim's going to be able to have much success with his jab. And I think if you take that weapon away from him, and then include Sadykhov's ability to manage range with his kicking attack, which is very dangerous, and then you mix in the possibility of the takedown as well, I think that Sadykhov has paths to win moments here on the ground with a potential submission, on the feet with a potential big kick to the body or head, something that could put Bonfim on skates and then eventually maybe a club and sub type of situation. So the bet is on Sadykhov, and that's because I see this fight playing out very close to 50-50. I just slightly favor Bonfim, but Sadykhov at plus 175 was the bet that I made, and I'm also playing his finish only prop because I very much believe in Nazim Sadykhov's durability. Next fight is going to be Edmund Shahbazyan versus Dylan Budka. We got Shahbazyan minus 363, Budka plus 298. Fight doesn't go to decision. The market's saying this thing finishes inside the distance about 2/3 of the time. I'm going with Shahbazyan here by 2nd round knockout. I think Budka is going to probably hold on to him for the first round, maybe try to wear on Edmund. But, I think Edmund's a good enough wrestler to, not get put in bad positions by Budka and then eventually find some space and find the shots that are going to knock him out. I'm not sure that, Dylan, he's only 25 years old and he's got a pretty impressive pro resume. He had an amateur career before that. This guy he jumped right into the deep end of the pool at a very young age and took a lot of tough fights. So, and he's won a lot of those fights. Had a 5-round war with Azamat Bakoyev, who we saw get a win a couple of weeks ago. Fights with guys like Wes Schultz and Lydell Poag on the regional scene. Hannacum on Dana White's Contender Series. The fights he took at the UFC level, those are tough fights. Petroski and Almeida. So Budka's still got some growing to do. He can get better, and he's challenged himself early in his career. So if he learns from those losses and grows as a mixed martial artist, we could see him make some improvements. But Edmund Shahbazyan is only 2 years older than Dylan. So I think that we're going to see the experience advantage that he has shine here, the strength of schedule advantage, the striking advantage, and I'm not even entirely sure that Dylan Budka is going to out-wrestle him. So I like Shahbazyan to win this fight and finish it inside the distance. Looking for Shahbazyan KO round 2. The co-main event is going to be Calvin Kattar at plus 325 versus Yusuf Zalal at minus 425. Fight doesn't go to decision here, sitting at plus 170. I'm going with Zalal by decision. I think Zalal might even be the better striker here. I like him to have some upside to win minutes in the grappling exchanges here. I think he's faster. He's definitely like 8 years, or I think he might even be more than that. There it is. He is 8.5 years younger, than Calvin. So, and there's two completely different career trajectories. Calvin Kattar has lost 4 of his last 5 fights. He's on a 3-fight losing streak. He's going on 37 years old in just over a month. And, and he's had knee surgery in between the Arnold Allen and Aljamain Sterling fights. And there just really wasn't a great performance in the Aljo fight. So bad career trajectory for Calvin Kattar. And then you got Yusuf Zalal, who's won 6 fights in a row. He's finished every single one of those fights. Not one of those fights even made it to the 3rd round. Dominantly grappling people. 3 submission wins in a row at the UFC level over Billy Quarantillo, Jarno Aarons, Jack Shore. He retired Jack Shore. So Zalal's on fire right now. But, when you look at the strength of schedule, that's all Kattar. When you look at the striking, you could see Calvin Kattar having success at distance striking range. You could even see him potentially stopping the takedowns and keeping this fight standing. So I think that this fight could play out a lot closer than minus 425. And my pick for the fight is Zalal by decision, which is sitting around like minus 140. So there's nothing that I'm doing here. I think the only bettable line is Calvin Kattar to win by decision, because I see this fight going over 2.5 rounds. Both of these guys are extremely durable. And I do see Calvin keeping this close if he can stuff the takedowns and keep this fight standing. I think it's going to be a competitive fight. So I think there's some value on Calvin Kattar's decision line sitting around plus 700, plus 800. But the pick, Zalal is younger. He's faster. I think he's more well-rounded. And he's definitely at a completely different place in his career than Calvin Kattar is here. So I have to pick him to win the fight. And that brings us to the main event of the evening. We got Jared the Killer Gorilla Cannonier plus 185 going up against Hobo Cop Rodrigues at minus 220. Fight doesn't go to decision here. Juice to the tits at minus 275. I'm thinking this fight goes over. I think it's going to be a very competitive fight. I think these guys are very well matched on the feet. It's just another career trajectory thing here. With Gregory Rodrigues, you got a guy that is currently on a 3-fight winning streak, and he's won 4 out of his last 5 fights. While Cannonier has lost 2 fights in a row, he should have probably been finished by Caio Bahayo in the 5th round. He was finished, although that was probably an early stoppage by Nasruddin Imavov. But he's getting a little bit of a step down in competition, going from Imavov and Bahayo, 2 top 5 guys, to Rodrigues, who's still kind of trying to, get that name of his into the top 10 of this division. And this is a great opportunity for him to do that. Jared going on 41 years old here, while Gregory's going on 33 years old. So he's about 8 years younger. And like I say, just in a completely different place in his career. I don't see this fight. I don't see there being much grappling in this fight. I think that Rodrigues probably will shoot some takedowns. I don't think he's going to have any success against Jared. Jared's takedown defense and get-up game are both excellent. I think he's a very underrated grappler. So I think that this fight is going to come down to, who can do the better work in the clinch and who can do the better work in the distance striking exchanges. And I think that it's going to be very close, you guys. Both of these guys get hit a lot, but both of these guys are fairly durable. I mean, Cannonier's out there going 5 rounds, with guys like Adesanya and Vittori, and he went into the 4th with Imavov. He won a full 5 with a guy like Bohayo, and even Kyle Bohayo didn't have grappling success against Cannonier. I think he only shot 1 takedown. So I mean, think about that. If you're thinking that Gregory has a chance to win minutes in the grappling exchanges here, Kyle wasn't able to do that. And even though Kyle's fallen in love with his hands a little bit lately and he's not grappling nearly as much, I still think that Cannonier limiting, success over a 5-round fight shows that this guy has got really good takedown defense and the people don't want to offensively grapple him. So I'm going to go with the younger guy, the guy I think is a little bit faster at this point in Rodrigues. And I think the guy that the UFC wants to win, so that if it winds up being a close fight, you probably do see Rodrigues getting the nod on the judges' scorecards. But yeah, I think this is dog or pass on the money line, because I think it's a very, very, very competitive fight here. And with minus 220 and plus 190, you side with the 190 plus side if you're going to choose a money line there. So yeah, that does it, you guys. That's a full card breakdown. So let's give you the dog pick of the week, and I'm only picking 2. I'm only picking 1. I am picking Nazim as a guy that I think is a coin flip, and then Hill is a coin flip as well. But Morales is the only underdog pick that I'm making so far. But I do think that Nazim Sadykhov at the current line is the play for the Bootsy Collins Memorial Dogs Are Barking pick of the week. A, because it's a big plus money number, and this is a fight that I see is very close to 50-50. B, Nazim has that dog in him. He's going to be the one going forward. He's going to be the one that has the more reliable durability. He's going to be the one that we know has more heart. We've seen Bonfim finish in every single one of his losses. When things aren't going his way, he kind of looks for the door. And with Sadykhov, it's the opposite. This is a guy who can be losing a fight, and then find one moment where he changes the trajectory of that fight. And if you don't have a heart as big as a truck, you're not going to be able to get through that moment. So while I know that Bonfim is definitely the better minute winner here, and I think his most likely path to victory is a decision, I do believe that Nazim is going to find some moments in this fight. I like the grappling upside. I like the fact that this is southpaw versus orthodox. I like the fact that Nazim employs more kicks than Bonfim does generally, and I think that he's going to find a way to find this win for us. And at the current line, around plus 180, I think it's a ton of value there. And because I know I can trust this dude, and this is a guy who's going to fight for my money, that is going to be your Bootsy Collins Memorial Dogs Are Barking pick of the week, which leaves us with the last order of business for the full card breakdown, and that is Uncle Weezy's ass shaving of the week. Who's going to win? Who's going to win violently in a way that just has you saying, damn, dude, that dude just got his ass shaved in there. That fight was not close, and that dude absolutely just ran through him, piped him on sight, shaved his ass, ran him into a dick saw. Who is going to be the one that provides that violence for us this week? And in my opinion, it's going to be Edmund Shahbazyan shaving the ass of Dylan Budka. I think that Shahbazyan gets it done by KO. I could see some scenarios for a submission here because Budka is somebody that is going to probably wrestle quite a bit. But I do think that Edmund is going to be violent here. I think he's going to land big shots. He's the much better striker, and we haven't seen any danger factor from Dylan Budka yet. So I think that this guy is going to, even if he does get takedowns, even if he does get some top time, there's probably not much that he's going to be able to do with it. And what little time does spend on the feet in this fight, I think Edmund is going to be landing the bigger shots and potentially finding a head kick knockout here. So I'm looking for Shahbazyan to shave some ass this week. And I think Shahbazyan inside the distance or Shahbazyan KO are the ways to play this fight. All right, you guys. Let's do a quick greasy 4-leg parlay here with some meat on the bone so that we can have a nice little way to watch the whole card and have a big plus money ticket cash for us if everything goes right. And I like the spots this week that I got for you guys. I found some good value. I wanted to go with some wider lines later in the card and find some about even lines early in the card that could fatten up the purse of this parlay. So leg number 1 is going to be the under 2.5 rounds in Jesus Aguilar versus Rafael Estevam. Now that I saw Estevam make weight and do it comfortably, I think that this fight's going to take place one of two ways. Either Aguilar locks up a guillotine early, or Estevam takes this dude down, advances to dominant positions, and just ground and pounds him into a place where he either gives up his back or the referee steps in and stops the fight. I think Estevam's the much better wrestler. I think he's got the way better Brazilian jiu-jitsu. But with a guy like Aguilar, you have to watch out for that overhand right, and you have to watch out for that guillotine choke, which he's looking for at all times. And he could get it at any point in the fight. And I was going to make this the fight doesn't go to decision, but the fight doesn't go is sitting at like minus 150, and the under 2.5 is at minus 105. So I'll give up those last 2.5 minutes of the fight. I don't really see Estevam getting a finish in that. If he doesn't get in the first 12.5 minutes, I don't think he's going to get it at the end of the fight. And because he made weight, I don't think he's going to gas out big against a guy like Aguilar. I think he's easily going to get the takedown. So, yeah, I don't think Aguilar is going to find a finish late either. So we're going with that under 2.5 rounds to get us up to minus 105 for leg number 1. Leg number 2 is going to be the Angela Hill money line. This is one where I just see Angela being the better striker. I see her as being the better grappler. I see her as being a lot more durable, you guys. She's never been knocked out in something like 20 some odd UFC fights. Never been knocked out. Ketlin Souza has been finished in all 4 of her professional losses. And when you look at which one of these fighters has had the tougher strength of schedule, it's definitely Angie Hill. So Angie Hill, a little bit bigger and taller, right? She's way more experienced as a professional. She's way more experienced at the UFC level. She's fought the much tougher level of competition. I think that her finish only prop is a great look this week because, you know, she's very durable while Souza is somebody that's been finished in all 4 of her losses. I think she's the better striker. I think she's the better grappler. And so I just think that this is a very clear spot for Angela Hill. And this is Ketlin Souza, who is priced at plus 380 versus Yasmin Jauregui. And now she's a pick'em against Angela Hill, who's been in there against ladies like Jandiroba, like Dern, like Amanda Lemos, you know, Pinheiro. I mean, you look at the list of names that she's been in there against. It's the toughest straw weights on the planet. So I think that this is some recency bias here. Angela Hill is still performing very well at 40 years of age, and the age doesn't mean as much to me in these women's weight classes or in the heavier men's weight classes. So I like Angela Hill to win this fight, and I think that you're getting a ton of value at minus 105 on her money line. So that got us up to a place where now we're already at plus 281 for this 2-leg parlay, and that's a great spot because now we can finish off with some legs that can that have a better chance of hitting and will also get us to a good price here. So leg number 3 is going to be Uncle Weezy's ass shaving of the week. Edmund Shahbazyan's money line sitting around minus 380 here. I think he's got like a 90% chance to win this fight, honestly. So I really do believe that there's even an edge at this price, which is going to give us a nice fat leg as well to hedge out on it as we get the last leg of this parlay in. So we're going under 2.5 rounds, Estevam Aguilar. We're going the money line for Angela Hill at minus 105, Shahbazyan's money line at minus 380. And then leg number 4 is a fight I see going to decision almost all the time, and that is the Kattar Zalal fight over 2.5 rounds at minus 238, brings this parlay up to plus 583 on DraftKings Sportsbook. I'm looking to cash this thing. I really like this one here. We've had a couple of rough weeks in a row got rinsed last week to the tune of almost 5 units and got soaked the week before that to the tune of around 6 units. So definitely on a bad streak right now, but I'm looking to bounce out this week. I really do like my reads. The research went really well this week, and I feel like my process kind of came back to me a little bit more, and I feel like I'm a lot more confident in my picks this week than I was last week. Last week, I wanted to change like 5 of my picks when I got to Friday night, so I was like, man, I wasn't feeling good about the card, and sometimes those cards in Australia, Abu Dhabi, Saudi Arabia, they just play out weird because so many people are traveling so far to get there. But I think that this is a good spot here. So we're looking at a plus 583 on DraftKings Sportsbook for this 4-leg parlay. And if you guys want to support my work, you can check out the 60% off coupons in the description of this video that are going to give you access to the individual fighter stats for every fight on the card, the advanced matchup stats where you get distance striking stats, where you get grappling stats, strength of schedule stats, last 5, all the career experience stats, finish stats, record to the decision, knockout, submission, all that stuff is available. The over-under betting model, the prop betting model, the fight write-ups, which are right here, where you get a 6 to 7 page write-up on each fight that goes through all of the angles of the fight so that you can make informed decisions when you gamble. So, and then also 4 hours of content every week. I mean, like, my YouTube channel has a bunch of videos that you guys don't get to see, because they're subscriber only. 2 hours of balls deep breakdowns this week. 2 hours of probability this week with the videos timestamped so that you can go to whatever fights you're trying to consider if you're not trying to watch the whole show. So please consider supporting my work. You can check those links in the description of this video and get a big discount off of your first month's membership to the UFC probability stats package. Appreciate you guys for supporting the work. Appreciate you guys for watching. What's up with everybody here in the chat today? Let's see. We got PPC Bernier saying, Uncle Weezy the GOAT. Thank you for blessing all your nieces and nephews with knowledge. Much respect. Appreciate you, Bernier. Thanks for hanging out with us. Let's make some money this week. We got exclusive Oro saying, Oi, got bonus bets expiring today. I'm hoping to pull through early with coffee. Any solid underdogs I could throw my bonuses on? I would go with Morales or Sadykhov or my 250, or even Cannonier. I think Cannonier at plus 180, plus 190. He's got a good chance to win this fight. I even think that Chaos Williams by KO at plus 320 is something that could potentially happen this week because he's got a ton of power and a ton of durability. And if Bonfim decides to get into the pocket and swing with this dude, could be nighty-night. So those are the underdog spots I like. Olajuwon Dream is in the room. BT is in the room. Tom Gordon is in the room. We got Forrest saying, good morning, Uncle Weezy. Cup of coffee. Bowl full of the devil's lettuce for the show. Let's go. Sam saying, oi. And High Owl saying, oi. And he needs a solid ass shaver this week. Yeah. Let's go with Shahbazyan. Shahbazyan inside the distance. I think he's going to make it look easy. Uncle Weezy for president. We got Flo saying, oi. We got House of Pain saying, oh, yeah, it's time for the man, the myth, the legend, Uncle Weezy, my guy Michael. Good to see you hanging out in here. Dixon in the room saying, Weezy, Jared Gordon is out of the fight. Just got the DK notification. Yeah, bummer. Is it Jared who's out, or was it Ruzaboyev who pulled out? It's a shame. That was going to be a fun fight, I think, man. We got Playing for Real in the room. We got James saying, T.O. Weezy, let's go. The long shot parlay of the week this week. The one that I gave my people, I went with Morales by sub, Walter Walker by decision, and Rodolfo Vieira inside the distance. Then when we did that one on Thursday, it came out to plus about 4,100 on Bet Rivers Sportsbook. Sam is in the room saying, MMA guru, more than just a fan, loving the music. We got my guy Randy in the room saying, morning, brother. Oi, what's up, Randy, my guy? Hopefully all is well with you, brother, over there in California. Be well, my man. Colby Saul saying, happy Friday, Weezy. Let's cash these tickets like we're a kid at Chuck E. Cheese. Let's get it. Vitek saying we were so close to seeing Gordon KOing that hot dog vendor. Yeah, we were, man. Good morning, our Lord and Savior Weezes. Who's in your dream blunt rotation for this week? Mine's Walter, Chaos Williams, and Dylan Budka. Who do I want to smoke a blunt with in this crowd? Where is my cursor? There it is. Rodrigues, Cannonier. Cannonier could be an interesting guy to smoke a blunt with. Sadykhov probably doesn't smoke. Petroski would be an interesting guy to smoke with. I'd like to smoke with Jose Delgado. I think he's a pretty cool dude. Angela Hill, I'd like to. Jared Gordon would never ask him to smoke a blunt because I know that he's in recovery. Chaos would be pretty cool. Elijah Smith, Walter, Cavalcante. I'm going with Cannonier, Petroski, Angela Hill. That's who I want to smoke with. Jared pulled out. Oh, it was Jared. Okay. Oh, okay. Sorry, my bad. Jared opponent pulled out. Okay, got it. CNC saying, wow, Nomum in the house. Let's go, CNC Frosty. We got Aviraj saying, oh, and we got Elijah saying, I see you in the chat now, Dixon. I don't know what's up with Maddie's stream. And ring a ding ding, you guys. Adrian Tao with the $10 donation to the cause saying the uncle man's been traveling for work places where I can't gamble. Stateside now for a week. Saw the notification pop up and wanted to send some support. Good luck to all you degenerates. Thank you, Adrian, for the donation. Thank you for watching. Everybody hit that thumbs up. Hit that subscribe if you haven't already. Leave me a comment down below. Let me know what you think of the parlay this week. We got my guy Luke in the room saying, what's up, Unc? Always good to see my guy Luke sparring with reality, hanging out here. Great Twitter follow. Check him out at SWR_betting. Let's go, Luke. We got LaFlop James saying, Weezy choking up, being forced to pick in that Walker fight. Yeah, man, I picked Walker. You know, it is what it is, man. We got our favorite fighters. You know, we hate picking against them, but yeah, had to go with the clean monster. I wore out the leather getting my razor sharp this week, Lunk. Let's stack them high this week. Let's get it, man. Time to shave some ass, shave some bookie ass this week. Thoughts of Chaos goes to decision is plus 130. Thinking about it at 4 a.m. I don't mind it, man, because Chaos is extremely durable. And Bonfim, I think his path is submission, and I think the Chaos could find a KO. It would be a butt puckerer. I am not touching that fight, actually. Bonfim brothers are both overrated. We're going to find out tomorrow, Don. We're going to find out tomorrow. They both got really good tests this week. We got Stolite breezing. I took Don't Tail Maze at +2. It's plus 200. You know, it's not a bad bet when you're getting that much plus money. And it's not like Walter Walker is like this total killer. So, yeah, I get the bet, man. Chaos decision. I don't think that that's going to happen, man. I don't think he wins minutes in this fight. I think he's going to get out grappled potentially. And I don't think he's the better technical striker. So, I think it's Chaos KO or it's Bonfim by submission or decision. Those are the ways I see the fight going. But I got nothing on that fight, Elijah. I could see it going so many different ways. Corey Fry in the house saying, take me back to when a Bonfim on a card had me excited. Yeah, they're still good prospects, and they're still pretty young. So we'll see if they can both have good efforts here, Corey. Juan saying one of the twins going to lose. We'll see, man. We'll see. Don Boone likes the Chaos KO. I think that's his path to victory. We got my guy D in the room saying, Uncle Weezy, got you a lady to treat and put through the mattress today. I do, man. My girlfriend that I've been together with for 18 years. Yes, so definitely appreciate you, D. Fob saying, what is up, Uncle Weezy? Edmund locking the card. Let's go, man. I like him too. Action Jackson in the room saying, oi. We got MMA Tard in the room saying, oi, is this the usual time or are we getting a special program today? I got to get out of town. So I'm packing up, getting ready to go. So it's an early show today so that I can get on the road and see my brother down in Indianapolis. Going to go hang out with my brother. Going to hang out with DFS MMA legend Kyle Marley at the Frigid Digits Beer Fest in Indianapolis, Indiana. Check your Uncle Weezy out there tomorrow. He's going to be drunk as shit and probably on mushrooms. Don Boone saying Hill has been on fire, taking her career seriously. Yes, I agree. Definitely a rough fight last time out against Ricci, but I think it's a different type of fight. Ricci was putting on pressure the entire fight and didn't give Angie any space. Action Jackson saying Angela Hill is susceptible to getting robbed. Yeah, she sure is. But I hope the judges do her justice. We're going to find out. Not taking Matthews will cost you, Weezy. Well, it's not going to cost me because I don't have any money on the fight. So, but I mean, we will see, man. That's going to be a fun fight, and then it's going to be on the main card. And I know my guy Just Win, baby, saying Delgado rough weight cut, dejected like his dog just died. And I know that Rich has Delgado as the mush of the week this week. So you add a bad weight cut onto the UFC debut, and you just see so many fighters have their worst performance in their debut because of that added pressure, because of the nerves, the potential adrenaline dump, everything that goes along with having the biggest fight of your life. We're going to see how this one plays out. Like I said, man, I got no money on this fight. I do think Delgado wins and wins inside the distance, but the bad weight cut for your UFC debut is not a good first step. Too much power in Chaos's hands. I'm staying away and just enjoying the scrap. I agree with you, Uncle Richie. That is definitely something that I see Chaos being very, very dangerous, having the potential to win moments here. So it's a fight that I'm completely staying away from. Dixon saying Rich is he the new mush? And Action saying Budka almost died on the scale. He did last time, but I thought he looked good this time, right? Or did I think I saw Dylon on the scale and he looked pretty good. Uncle Richie saying who is a mush? Well, mush is just like somebody like if the mush bets on fighter A to win, it means that fighter A is going to lose, you know? Mush is like a legendary character from a movie called A Bronx Tale, a great movie, a play by Chaz Palminteri that was made into a movie. And Mush was a character in that movie who was the unluckiest man on the face of the planet, but he was also a degenerate gambler. And the line is that, you know, when Mush would go to the window and put in a bet, that the guy would give him his tickets already torn up, you know, because there was no chance that Mush was ever going to win. And you would wait to see who the mush bet on so that you could bet the other side of it because it was a guaranteed win if you were on the other side of the mush. So the mush is just somebody who's not going to be good luck. Action Jackson saying, like mushing a bet, most betting Chaos off of that knockout. One of the Bonfims are going to win, says Action Jackson. I understand what a mush is. I didn't know who he was referring to. Okay, 1-1 Action Jackson saying about the Bonfim brothers. Alex saying, if Edmund doesn't get the finish in round one, be very scared. Now, I'm not scared of Dylon Budka's finishing ability. I don't think that, I mean, like, just because Fluffy finished you, it doesn't mean that Dylon Budka is going to go out there and just absolutely destroy your ass. So, yeah, I think that we've seen Edmund slow down against just incredibly good competition. You know, he's not Derek Brunson. He's not, you know, Fluffy Hernandez. He's not Gerald fucking Mearshart, who's got 28 career wins by submission. Okay, this is a completely different fight. We got Neil Degen for life in the room saying, "Oh, Action Jackson like Zalal by submission." No, not unless it's over 12 and a half minutes, because I can't have Zalal submission screwing up the last leg of the Greasy four-legger this week. Sawbuck in the room saying, don't mind fading the Bonfims. However, Chaos looks like a trap at this point. We're going to see, man. We're going to see how those shape up. I think both of the underdogs are live in the Bonfim fights, but I'm picking both of the Bonfim brothers to win. First to submit Kattar, that would be quite a feather in his cap. Arguably the most improved fighter right now. Oh, yeah, dude. Zalal's been on fire. Morales is free money, says the Austin Found. I hope you're right, because I got one unit on him at plus 170. And I've got the submission prop at plus 750. I locked in Uncle Weezy over 2.5. Oh, dude, you catch that, baby. Catch it, Colby. Let's go. Bonfim fraud check parlay. Sadykhov KO, Chaos KO equals plus 2,500. A brother can dream. Remora, I think you're onto something there, man. I think that's a good parlay. Daniel Parlay said, did anyone miss weight? How much by, and did they look bad? Somebody's going to have to tell me. We got May's going to shave his ass, so that would be interesting. We got, oh, yes, says Fob07. We got Gavin saying we can't go 0-3. This shit better hit. Well, let's hope it fucking hits. But it does. It's going 3 out of 4 is the same as going 0 out of 4 in a parlay. So let's get all 4 to hit, Gavin. He's saying he likes it. We got Ruzaboyev missed, and he looks like a bum. And the fight is off. Gavin 100 saying she's so good. Overkill says, my guy Olajuwon, let's cash this bitch. Let's get it. Lemo's fight was very close, Tron. Absolutely. Good looking dog in that picture there. JP Taylor saying card is filled with hard to trust fighters. Yeah, it is. It is. It's a tricky card, man. Paul Vivret saying Angela over the hill. How dare you, Paul? How dare you? Angela Hill, black don't crack. 40 years old. She's coming out to win. And the black don't crack parlay this week is Angela Hill and Jared Cannonier, both 40-year-old fighters that are still looking pretty good. That could be a great little, you can just tell your friends about the black don't crack parlay. And if it hits, you're going to look like a genius and hilarious at the same time. Neil saying Bonfim doesn't move his head. Chaos is the worst guy to get caught by. Dude, I couldn't agree more with that, man. The Chaos is not somebody you want to get hit clean by. Enjoyed you on the Jewish Better podcast last night. You're nothing like Bryce Mitchell. And I love that. Yeah, man. Bryce and I are a little bit different, but I'll tell you something, man. If shit ever hit the fan and we went to like a scenario, like a Walking Dead type scenario, right? Where, like it's every man for themselves. The shit is hitting the fan. Bryce Mitchell is the kind of guy who could like live in the fucking forest and like, have food and be able to build shit. And like, he's the kind of guy you want on your side when shit goes tits up. Bryce will be the guy that knows how to survive out there. Those country boys, they know how to hunt. They know how to build shit. They know how to raise crops and shit, So like, yeah, man, Bryce would be a pretty cool guy to have on your side if shit ever went sideways. But, yeah, man, it was good to hang out with the Jewish Better and my guy Gordo Gambles on the Jewish Betters podcast last night. So check that out if you haven't seen it already. We got Mike Pham saying, what about Zalal versus Kattar? Fight goes to decision at -200. I like it. I think that hits as well. I think that this one's going to go the full 15 minutes, Mike. Yitro in the room saying the Kattar Zalal overs as a parlay piece for a bunch of combos in boxing. The longer it goes, the better. Thanks, Weez. Happy to hear we have the same read. Yeah, I like that over in that fight. Calvin Kattar is an ultra veteran. I don't think he's getting submitted by Yusuf Zalal, and I think it's going to even be kind of tough for Zalal to take him down. I think it's going to be a close striking match, but I like Zalal striking a lot. Carter saying, can I repeat the long shot lay? It was Morales by submission, Walter Walker by decision, and Rodolfo Vieira inside the distance. That was the long shot parlay that I gave out on probability this week. That is called the Take This Job and Shove It parlay. Larry Mavid saying, just imagining burning one with Cannonier while crushing free and easy down the open road in an 18-wheeler. I love it. It'd be really fun. Alec Brewer saying, finished a ridiculously boring meeting. What did I miss? You missed the short full card breakdown, Alec. You missed the Greasy 4-leg parlay. But dog pick of the week, Nazim Sadykhov. Uncle Weezy's ass shaving of the week is Edmund Shahbazyan to shave the ass of Dylan Budka. And then we've got the Greasy 4-leg parlay this week is going to be the under 2.5 rounds for Estevam Aguilar. The money line for Angela Hill, the money line for Uncle Weezy's ass shaving of the week, Edmund Shahbazyan, and the over 2.5 rounds for Kattar Zalal comes out to plus 583. Alec, I saw that you joined the Patreon. Welcome to the team. Holler at me in the Discord if you have any questions or concerns about the new product. Good to have you on board, brother. We got Yitro in the room with the $2.79 donation saying good luck. Appreciate you, Yitro. I saw that you were hanging out on the Jewish Betters live stream last night. Let's make some money this week, my man. Appreciate the donation. Big up yourself, brother. We got LaFlop James saying go. We got PPC Bernier say AT or at. We got Olajuwon saying that's totally fair. We got Abdi saying, let's go, Uncle Weezy. My book doesn't have the totals for the Zalal fight, so I did fight starts round 3. Let's ride. I agree with that too. Not quite as good of a line, but if it cashes, it cashes. We got Bunkhoot saying, oi! And we got my guy Kyle Marley saying, Weezy, see you tomorrow for the pregame. Me and Kyle are going to be hanging out in Indianapolis, getting drunk over at the Frigid Digits Beer Fest with my brother. So I'm really looking forward to seeing Kyle tomorrow. Let's do it, man. Let's have some fun tomorrow and watch these fights and cash some bets. We got Daz Files in the room with the $10 donation. Ring a ding ding, you guys. Appreciate you, Daz Files. One of the guys that's been with me since the very beginning saying, thanks, Unc. Best of luck. Let's get it today. Looking forward to cashing some tickets tomorrow on these fights. We got Weezy's got his own Daytona 500 to race. LOL. We got Nguy Duong in the room saying, oi. And we got Colby saying we got to link up with some other Chicago fans and do a watch party for a UFC event at a bar. Yeah, we absolutely have to do that, Colby. Holler at me on Twitter or something, and let's do it one of these weekends. Or go over to Rivers Casino over by the airport or something like that and watch some fights. It'll be fun. I'd love to do that sometime, man. We got Olajuwon saying beer and shrooms. We're going to have some fun tomorrow, man. Justin Vieira saying too early to get just the tip. Wait a couple of ale pints. There you go, Justin. We got Zach saying, oi, Weezy. We got Flo saying he looked fine on the scale, in my opinion. Okay. We got who's ready for Romero versus Shogun. Oh, my God. Is that happening? Shogun Hua? Yikes. We got ahoy, hoy, Weezy. Ahoy, hoy, says Aubrey Travis. What's up, dude? Ahoy, hoy to you, man. We got Flo saying he Delgado. Okay, so he looked fine on the scale, Delgado. Good. All right, that's good. We got Justin saying, my girl got to work tonight, so we were supposed to be having Valentine's Day brunch, but I told her, sorry, babe. I already got my Valentine for that time. Uncle Weezy. Hopefully she doesn't break up with you for that. Yeah, Tron saying Mush was a real guy. No kidding. Was he based off of a real character in real life that Chaz knew? That would be awesome. We got Justin Viegas saying, I'm in Cali for the good girls. I know I won't open a door for you, but we'll hide your gun if you got to. Is that the same? We got Alex saying GM3 is not good though, LOL. But I hope Edmund comes through for you. Yeah, I mean, but what would GM3 do to Dylan Budka? And I mean, don't forget, Edmund was this close to having Gerald out of there as well. It's just Gerald is the absolute master at getting people out of there. We got Kattar, LOL. We got, yeah, I know I'm mispronouncing it. B-Negs in the room saying it's either Chaos by KO or Bonfim by decision. I could also see a Bonfim sub, but I feel the same way. We got Walter is dominating tomorrow. Yeah, I'm picking him to win for sure. Aubrey saying, I also think Maves will shave Walker's ass. If he wins, I think it's going to be by KO. We got Black Octagon saying, or the Golden Octagon saying, oi, we appreciate you, Weezy, especially us malingering at work. Good luck this weekend, Weezy and chat. My man, Matt, good to see you hanging out in here, brother. I hope all is well with you. Larry saying, think Chaos KO is only safe enough to be worth a shot at minus 175. Yeah, I do. I like the durability. I think it should be maybe minus 250, to be honest with you. Justin Cash, ring a ding ding, $2. He's got the Black History Month parlay, but we're going with the Black Don't Crack parlay. We got my guy Avery is in the room saying, what's cracking, Unc? Stopping in quick to say hello and share that everyone will cash tickets like flapjacks. Let's get it today, Avery. Looking forward to talking to you again next week, man. Going to go down and see my brother and party like a rock star this weekend. Looking forward to it. It's going to be a lot of fun, but we'll be back for Stat Diggers on Sunday, man. And Justin saying he's black. Let's go, man. We got Justin saying Black Don't Crack sounds like a Wesley Snipe line if he was being instigated or if he was about to punch another black man. Black Don't Crack bullshit. MMA Avery saying, oh, love seeing the active chat and donations. Like it up, people. Appreciate you, Avery. Black Don't Crack, Angela Hill money line. Let's go, Aubrey. I'm right there with you, man. Gabriel decision only at minus 295. Good for a parlay piece. I do like that. I think he should win like 80% of the decisions in this fight, to be honest with you. I don't think Chaos is the best minute winner. Definitely more of a moment winner. And Gabriel's well-rounded and clean at striking range. So I think it's a pretty good look. May's going to crack tomorrow. He might, man. May's a different kind of black. The LV tattoo sleeve is nasty. That's for sure, dude. How are you going to pass on the Brazilian lesbian with a neck tattoo? Paul, you've got a short memory, brother. Denise Gomez. Angela Hill beat her. That's another Brazilian lesbian with a neck tattoo. She's 1-0 against Brazilian lesbians with neck tattoos. So we got to remember that. And she fought who doesn't have a neck tattoo, and Amanda Lemos. She might have even beaten that Brazilian lesbian. So yeah, there's definitely some precedent there for picking Angela Hill over this particular opponent. And my guy JP Taylor in the room saying, have a good trip, Unc. Ring a ding ding, you guys. $5 donation from my guy JP, Sawbuck MMA, giving me a sawbuck. Let's go, man. Saying have a good trip, Unc. Let's get it, dude. Let's have some fun this weekend and then get back to work next week. We got Don Boone in the room saying, appreciate your show. Also enjoy the collaboration with Brady at DFS. Yeah, man, Brady and I have been doing Stat Diggers for years now. It's one of my favorite shows to do. We always have fun on that show. We had fun breaking down Dante Mays versus Walter Walker this week. Some real good stuff. So always appreciate that show. We got Covert in the room saying, let's go. Just the tip. What is up, Covert Bets MMA? Another really good follow on Twitter. Check him out there. He's building some AI models. He's doing some really good posts, and he posts some delicious looking steaks in there. And I love a good steak. My guy Mushroom in the room, sneak watching it work just like every damn week, saying smash the like, appreciate you, my man. We got Tron saying Mush was the actual, holy shit, he was the that was actually put Mush in the bathroom, put him in the bathroom. And then you got Jojo the Whale, who was so fat that legend has it that his shadow once killed a dog. And then you had Jojo the Whale breathing on C, you know, or on Chaz. You know, they put him in the bathroom while he's rolling dice and having a legendary run. One of my favorite gambling scenes from any movie. With which would all, I mean, the only ones that come close are Tom Cruise shooting stick in The Color of Money. Larry Mavid saying, if you like Cajun Creole food, you should definitely hit up Yats while you're in Indy. Phenomenal place ran by and for stoners. That's so funny you say that, Larry, because the last time I met up with Kyle Marley in Indianapolis, we went to Yats, and it was phenomenal, man. It was so good. Had the rosemary chicken. That it was so fucking good. So yeah, I've been to Yats, and I've actually been there with Kyle Marley, man. That's awesome you mentioned that. It's a local chain. There's one on every side of town. Yeah, that's awesome, man. We did it. Delgado versus Matthews moved to the main card. Nice. That's going to be a great one to start off the main card for sure. You're minus 20 units so far, Fob. So I got soaked 2 cards ago, rinsed last card. So that was about 11 units down. And in the first 2 cards of the year, I was up almost 4 units. So I think I'm down somewhere between 7 and 8 units. So yeah, we're going to have to, I mean, you don't try to win it back all at once. You just, there were a couple of really bad cards in a row for me. And yeah, it's going to take a minute to dig out of it. But yeah, I'm looking to hopefully get 3 or 4 units to the plus side. And I can win a lot more than that if the bounces go my way this week. Dixon, can you see my messages? Says Olajuwon. The High Owl says, I always forget about the stream. Mushroom saying, what's up, Dixon? I had it on another tab, then got distracted. I hate when that happens, man. You put it on another tab and then it doesn't play because you're on another tab. Because you're a High Owl. Yeah, that's probably why, man. What's up, Dream? What's up, Covert? Justin, we got Walker by submission. I hope you're wrong about that because I'm thinking Walker by decision. But the submission that he pulled off showed some high fight IQ, going for a leg lock in the last 10 seconds of the first round against Tafa, and he completed it. So it's definitely, I think Walker could even get a ground and pound finish if he gets to a dominant position as well. So my man Mushroom was just eating lunch and putting in the play. What's up, Mushroom? Says Covert. Much love, Justin. Dream, I see now. I don't know why nobody could see each other in Maddie's stream last night. We got, all right, you guys. Buddy blocked me. I was crying. All right, you guys, I got to bounce, but the Greasy 4-leg parlay this week, under 2.5 rounds, Aguilar Estevam, Angela Hill money line, Edmund Shahbazyan money line, and Zalal Kattar over 2.5 rounds. That comes out to plus 583 on DraftKings Sportsbook. Your Bootsy Collins Memorial Dogs Are Barking pick of the week is not the Nazim Sadykhov money line at plus 180. And Uncle Weezy's ass shaving of the week is Edmund Shahbazyan to shave the ass of Dylan Budka. Appreciate each and every one of the 230 people that's hanging out live with me right now. I got to bounce. I got to get to Indianapolis. I got a long weekend ahead of me. I will see you guys on Sunday night for Stat Diggers with my guy DFS by the Numbers on his YouTube channel. Let's all stack cash tickets like flapjacks for UFC Vegas 102. God bless each and every one of you. Hit that thumbs up on your way out if you haven't already. Hit that subscribe if you haven't already. And look at those discount links in the description of this video if you want to support my work and be a part of the probability stats and content package that I put out for $25 a month. 1 month will get you 60% off of that for your inaugural month, and it's a great way to support the work. All right, you guys, let's have a great weekend. Let's watch the fights, enjoy the fights, make a bunch of money on our bets, and then be right back here on Sunday night for Stat Diggers. Have a great weekend, everybody, and we'll talk to you next week.